After everything ends between you two, and after the pain starts to settle a little, there's often another experience that shows up, and this one can feel even more confusing. You start wanting to go back to them, not necessarily because things were perfect, or even because you believed it would work out between you two, but because something in you still feels pulled toward them. And that creates a kind of internal conflict because part of you knows it didn't work out, there were issues, it wasn't stable, but another part of you still wants the connection, still replays the good moments, still imagines what it could have been. And when those two parts are both present, it can feel like you're moving in opposite directions at the same time. So naturally, the question becomes, if I know better, why do I still feel this way? And this is where something important needs to be understood. The pull you feel isn't just about the person, it's about what your nervous system became attached to. Because during the connection, your system didn't just experience them, it experienced closeness, attention, emotional energy, the possibility of something meaningful. And over time, your system started organizing itself around that experience. Your body learned what it felt like to orient towards them, to expect them, to anticipate their messages, to feel something shift in you when they were there. And that doesn't just disappear because the relationship ends. Your mind can understand that something didn't work out, but your body is still adjusting to the absence of something that it got used to. And that adjustment can feel like longing, not just emotional longing, but almost like a pull in your system towards something that used to feel familiar. You might notice it as wanting to reach out, checking their social media, thinking about them at random times, or even something more subtle, like your mind drifting back to them when you're not trying to think about them at all. Not because you've decided to, but because something in your system hasn't fully let go. And this is where people often misinterpret what they're feeling. They think if I still want them, it must mean they were right for me. But wanting something doesn't always mean it was aligned. A lot of the time, it means it was familiar. And when I say familiar, I don't just mean comfortable. I mean something your nervous system learned how to move around. The rhythm of communication, the emotional ups and downs, the feeling of anticipation, and even sometimes the uncertainty. Your body gets used to that pattern. It learns this is what connection feels like. And when that pattern disappears, there's a kind of withdrawal. Not withdrawal like something is wrong with you, but withdrawal like your system is adjusting to the absence of something that it was used to receiving, not just from the person, but from the experience itself. And that's why it can feel so strong, because you're not just letting go of them, you're letting go of how it felt, what it meant, what it could have become. And that's not something your system releases instantly. And sometimes what you're holding on to the most isn't even what it was, but what you thought it could turn into. That's powerful. So when you feel that pull, it doesn't mean you're moving backward. It means your system is still adjusting. Part of you has clarity, and another part of you is still attached to the experience. And both can exist at the same time. So instead of asking, why do I still want them? A more accurate question is, what part of me is still attached to what I experienced? Because once you start to see it that way, something begins to shift. You stop confusing attachment with alignment. You stop assuming that the pull is telling you to go back, and you start recognizing it as part of the process of letting go. It's your body slowly recalibrating itself, learning how to exist without something it got used to. And that process takes time, not because you're weak, but because you're human. So if you've felt that pull, even when you know it didn't work out, there's nothing wrong with you. That doesn't mean you're meant to go back. It means something in your system is still unwinding from that experience. And as that process continues, the pull becomes less intense. Not because you forced it away, but because your system no longer needs to hold on to it. In the next video, we're going to go one step deeper into this. Why it can feel so difficult to fully let go, even when you understand everything.